Titans landed on Earth unexpectedly 100 years ago. Due to the giants, human civilization soon tipped toward extinction. Then, to defend themselves, humans constructed a huge wall. Humans coexisted peacefully within the enormous walls, but 100 years later, the walls were breached. While working at his parents' store in Monzen in the year 858, Armin overhears that his friend Eren has been sacked from his most recent position. Armin calls Mikasa at her home while they route to see Eren and extends an invitation to her. Eren tells his pals Armin and Mikasa in the modern-day town of Monzen that he longs to travel outside the boundaries of the outer wall. Armin reminds Eren that if they are discovered climbing the walls, they will be shot dead right away, and that even if they manage to escape, the outer world is full of titans. Eren remarks that it has been more than a century since a titan has been sighted, and wonders incredulously if Armin actually believes in them. For all they know, Eren reminds them the outside world might be a utopia. Suda, the captain of the garrison, informs them that the military is putting together a reconnaissance regiment to explore beyond the walls after the unsuccessful attempt to approach the wall. Eren is underwhelmed and predicts that the initiative will be denied once more, but Suda reassures him that the council will approve it because of a surge in public unhappiness. Suda extends an invitation to Eren to join the group when he is left speechless, and assures him that once they have recaptured the territory beyond the wall, humanity will be free to live anywhere. The colossal titan, however, unexpectedly attacks the wall. When the wall is breached, titans break in, devouring residents and recovering from wounds. As they start firing, the troops are ecstatic to see the titans being hurt by the cannon fire, but they are frightened when their wounds quickly get better. Suda commands the paralyzed men to reload despite their extreme terror. The titans appear and start eating the troops while frantically reloading the cannons. Eren, Mikasa, and Armin run away while Suda watches the titans in terror. As the titans proceed on into the village, one surviving soldier begins packing his rifle. When the soldier uses the gun to shoot himself in the head rather than face the titans, his companions attempt to explain that gunfire won't affect titans is interrupted. A titan is approaching and coming down on Mikasa, who is too terrified to run. Eren watches in terror from the window as survivors keep running. Eren is brought to the ground by a blast coming from outside the structure as the titan approaches. As soon as he stands up, Eren immediately unlocks the doors so he may go before anyone can stop him. Mikasa, the titan, and the infant are nowhere to be seen. Due to Mikasa's attempts to save a child, she is cut off from Eren and is assumed dead. 2 years later, in the year 860, Eren and Armin join the scout regiment together with Sasha, Jean, and others. The team enters one of the outer wall towns under the direction of military police commander Kubal. Titans then attack the group, but Captain Shikishima and Mikasa, who survived the attack 2 years prior and is now a member of the scouts, save them. Eren is ignored by Mikasa, who acts as though he is a total stranger. At some point, Eren approaches Mikasa. Eren is upset once more upon learning that Mikasa and Shikishima are possibly dating. When additional titans unexpectedly attack them, Kubal flees, leaving the scouts on their own. Lil makes a selfless sacrifice after just losing her partner. Eren chooses to fight back, despite Jean's best efforts to persuade him to go away, losing his leg in the process. Eren succeeds in preventing Armin from being eaten, but only at the price of losing himself. Despite being devastated by Eren's passing, Mikasa battles until she runs out of gasoline and runs into the same titan that devoured Eren. However, a titan appears inside of it and starts to engage the other titans in combat. Mikasa and Suda are aware that Eren is the titan. Using Jean's razor-sharp blades, Mikasa scales the titan's neck and cuts the titan's neck open. To everyone's surprise, a fully recovered Eren screams out of the titan's neck before collapsing. Hans wonders if this is the reason why a titan's nape is its weak area as the weapons squad swarms around Eren. Basically, Mikasa releases Eren from his titan shell as he begins to lose consciousness. A young Eren observes as his father, assisted by Suda, fills a needle in a hidden study. As he injects him, Eren's father urges him not to worry. When Eren's mother walks into the study, she demands to know what is happening. Eren's mother is horrified by the man's response, which states that he is merely injecting Eren. Soldiers knock on their door and demand entry before they can continue talking. A military police team breaks in, seizes Eren's parents, and sets the house on fire. Eren relies on Suda to help him survive. Suda and Eren watch from their hiding place as the troops take the couple away and burn the study and all of the books and documents that Eren's father has. Eren is taken prisoner by Kubal and his squadron in the present because they perceive him as a danger to humanity. Eren awakens, chained, gagged, and suspended from a pole in a straitjacket. He is surrounded by dozens of soldiers brandishing firearms who are all under Kubal's command. Along with Hans, the recruits are also present. Even though it is a little unusual, Kubal declares that Eren has achieved greatness because they were able to capture a guy with the ability to transform into a Titan. Eren is a danger to humanity because the Scout Regiment was designed to seize territory from the Titans. Kubal, who must make a choice, queries if Eren is a Titan or a human. Naturally, Eren claims to be a human, but Kubal responds that humans cannot recover lost limbs. Eren recalls how a Titan bit off part of his leg. Everyone, according to Kubal, saw Eren morph into the rogue Titan and emerge through its neck. Still insisting that he is a human, Eren tries to rally his companions to stand up for him. They are not sure how to respond. Eren asks for Shikishima, who Kubal says is off slaughtering Titans. Thus, Eren has no defense. Omen steps up to protect Eren after Kubal orders his death, despite Sasha's attempts to dissuade him. According to Omen, Eren is a hope, not a threat, because he killed the Titans and saved them. Mikasa makes no effort to support him. While Mikasa turns away, Eren shouts at her for not standing up for him, which Kubal interprets as despair. Eren asserts that rather than killing him, they ought to use the bomb to close the wall because he is a person, not a Titan. At that precise time, Mikasa pulls out her swords. Kubal chuckles, thinking Mikasa intends to murder Eren. After telling everyone to wait, Suda starts to explain how the Titan transformation process works. However, before he can finish, Kubal shoots him in the heart and casually dismisses his words as the ramblings of a drunk man. Eren hears Suda calling out to him, telling him that Kubal killed his parents. Eren watches as Mikasa prepares her blades, unsure of what to do. A Titan bursts in just as Eren is about to be executed, killing Kubal and his squadron and capturing Eren but sparing Mikasa and her companions. Omen and Mikasa later create a burial for Suda using supplies and rocks. One bomb is still there in a little box, Hans notes. Hans requests more weapons but is informed that they are all exhausted save for omnidirectional mobility equipment. The soldier responds that it's not as simple as she thinks it will be when Hans says they need to travel to Monzen and take the bomb. Meanwhile, Eren awakens in a secret bunker with Shikishima, who explains that the Titans originate from a botched military experiment that quickly turned into a virus that wiped out all humanity. Eren thanks Shikishima for saving him as he holds a glass and claims to have followed the White Titan. A video from the past begins to play over their heads as the room gradually becomes dark. A man is chained to an odd device. While the machine is turned on, he starts shaking terribly as the crowd observes. The machine sparks, an explosion happens, and he turns into a Titan. Something happened a century ago when a virus caused humanity to transform into Titans. They appeared everywhere as a result of the virus's global proliferation, which infected regular individuals and turned them into mindless Titans. Shikishima has plans to overthrow the wicked government that has been repressing its citizens with barriers, and the Titans dread. Eren offers to assist after learning that Shikishima has some of the pre-Titan war weapons in storage. Shikishima's soldiers are encountered by Hange, Mikasa, and the others, who later rejoin Eren. Shikishima, however, makes an effort to enlist them in his coup by outlining his scheme to blow up the capital instead of sealing the wall and allowing the Titans to conquer all, releasing humanity. Eren opposes Shikishima, knowing that more innocent lives would be lost. Shikishima claims that once they take down the second wall, the Titans will be able to massacre everyone inside. The government will eliminate the Titans if there are no common people. They can then overthrow the government and take power. Shikishima would never assist them, and he disapproves of Eren's and his friends' demeanor, so Eren feels deceived. Shikishima reveals that he wanted Eren and his companions to join him, but that it seemed Eren opposed him. Returning to the truck, Shikishima stabs himself to reveal that he is the Titan who earlier abducted Eren. Shikishima is attacked by the group and knocks Eren against a wall, but Eren changes into his Titan form and vanquishes Shikishima. While Omen sets the fuse, Titan Eren scales the wall, places the bomb, and then transforms back into a human. Kubal wants the gang to give up Eren and return to the interior after escaping the prior onslaught, but they refuse. Sasha fires at Kubal as he attempts to kill Omen, knocking him to the ground and turning him into the colossal Titan that penetrated the outer wall in Part 1. Eren and Mikasa attempt to jump on its back. When the bomb does not detonate, Mikasa tries to restart the explosive fuse but is rebuffed by Shikishima. Eren makes an attempt to enter Colossal Titan's nape but is overcome and falls. Eren flees while Shikishima, playing the White Titan, snatches the bomb, sacrifices himself, and throws it into the Colossal Titan's jaw. As a result, there is an explosion, and the flying debris fills the gap. Eren stumbles, but Mikasa catches him. The scouts examine the outcome, as they observe that the wall is sealed, but a sizable portion is still missing, allowing them to exit. Sasha assists Omen. As dawn breaks, Mikasa and Eren look out and spot the ruins of a fantastic city. On television, a seagull flies in a post-credits sequence. An unseen man with champagne glass and room remote controls watches the scene of the wall being repaired. As the lights go out, Shikishima can be seen zooming out of the jukebox, suggesting that he might have survived. What do you think of how the story played out? Do you have any unpopular opinions? Tell us in the comments.